people in the back. For the people in the back.
But I'm still logical.
If you ain't hurt me in the back, Dave dying first. All right, welcome to the Reflection Connection. Rashad, we got David, we got Oscar, we got Phil. Today, I would like to bring to the attention to the people on this panel. We're gonna talk about a little something that I find near and dear: the zombie apocalypse. Zombie! You know how y'all feel? How y'all feel about the zombie apocalypse and zombie movies?
I love it.
I like. Well, let me go. I'll just go. Okay, so I like the idea. I love fiction, science fiction. I like how they try to make it realistic, even though it's a lot of it is fiction or impossible. But it's just another form of entertaining and art. And I like the fact that if it's zombies and it's a lot of them, you kind of like it release your tension or if you want to relax, it feels good to shoot a whole bunch of zombies. I see it that simple.
I've recently had a realization that a lot of those movies are, how they say about art reflects reality or what have you. Outside of the undead eating people, that'll be the state of the world in those situations, be it caused by whatever, a viral outbreak or America falling into the third world class. When there's that level of scarcity, people will be so desperate that they will just lay waste to one another. And there may be cannibalism, but you will have to have strength in numbers in order to survive. Otherwise, there's going to be a horde of marauding nomads that come and take over what little plant or situation stability you got going on, be it garden in your backyard or large farmland. If you don't have numbers there, then that stuff is going to go by the wayside. You might be lucky enough to escape with your life. I don't know if y'all have ever seen The Walking Dead, but
oh yeah, I watched the whole 10, 11 seasons.
I stopped watching it because it was the same thing over and over again.
I agree.
Good point, Phil.
Let's find a place we can build some stability. Let's create a utopic society with certain rules. Let's wall off the outside world. It gets marauded or infiltrated, and now we all back on the run again. Let's go.
Yeah,
man.
Phil,
I learned. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go out. No, go. I'm just gonna. Let me just say this, Phil. I'm with you on that. What turned me off with the show, I'm like, why haven't they went somewhere up north? This me and my science, with my science mindedness going on. They go up north where it's real cold. Zombies gonna freeze into zombie sickles. They ain't gotta worry about zombies no more. But they never try to do that in the movie. I mean, or the TV series. But yeah, go out.
Well, mine was just real quick. What I learned about from watching Walking Dead, I realized it would never be a zombie that's gonna kill me. It's probably gonna be another person. Because kind of how Phil was alluding to, how it started being repeating over and over. Every time they would go to another town, they would run into the same type of group of people that might try to kill you. The zombie, I don't even know after season 7 how people got killed by zombies anymore, because they didn't run. They wasn't like a World War Z where the zombies run and chase you down and stuff like that. So I think it's just going to be a group of people that instead of trying to survive and get with other groups of people, they'll come and just start trying to take from everybody and doing stuff like that. So if I was ever in the zombie apocalypse, I guarantee you I ain't dying by a zombie. I'm dying by hands of another person, because they just going to do something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's amazing, guys. I like to point out that, Phil, you basically took my answer. So, but, when I think of I like to watch zombie movies, especially I like to Walking Dead, because it is kind of insight into what society would look like if society just broke down. It didn't have to be zombies. It could be an actual legit like a legit plague or a pandemic. You know, we kind of got a taste of what that was, you know, in 2020. So it just kind of leads me to my broader question: is what would the world look like if there's a financial crash, a food shortage, and the desperation and scarcity? That's the main topic that we're going to discuss right now. And I'd like to lead off that, I mean, we do kind of have an example of that already happening with the Great Depression. And that wasn't even a pandemic. Well, actually, there was a pandemic. I want to say the Spanish flu was going on around that time. So
wasn't it like a drought too? It was a big drought.
1918. Oh, yeah. The Dust Bowl and all that.
Yeah, Dust Bowl. Yeah.
All right, who want to tackle it first? Who want to jump on this?
So I think that because people see that as being an inevitability, being inevitable, you see uprising in people doing more things for self, not relying on municipalities, water, or like I said, growing their own food, homeschooling their children, which has gone up in the last 3-4 years. So I think that people are maybe they don't know it, they aren't cognizant of something happening, but they feel something and they feel like they have to prepare themselves and their loved ones to a certain degree. I think the other part of that preparation, though, get all the skills you can, whether you're canning, whether you're growing mushrooms instead of livestock, which is something I've recently kind of got into, is you also have to prepare for those desperate people. And we know that preservation being, law number one of the jungle, self-preservation, that is, you're going to be in a situation where you may be confronted, as Oscar alluded to, having to defend your life by taking someone's life who's willing to take your life for the most meagerest of things. Well, I wouldn't say the meagerest things, but food, groceries, shelter, clothing. And I'm not sure if what's crazy to me is, so I've been on this kick for decades, and I've always asked people, and I was always interested in women and how women thought about it, because it's so trivial to me. The answers that I got, a lot of them responded that if they had to live in a world where they couldn't go get their groceries, they didn't want to live in that world. And I and my mind automatically goes to, well, like only 1% of the world population can readily go and get their own groceries. Majority of people still eat the same things because that's what's physically available to them and where they hunt or grow. So a lot of people are gonna just die off, not having the skill to hunt, not having the skill to make a fire, not having the skill of being able to stay warm or stay cool, or fish, or any of those life skills, because all of our focus has been placed with the false security of somebody, the government, taking care of us, when they haven't ever done that. But I think it's sad, and me, I kind of feel like, well, you talk about Bill Gates wanting to, or being an advocate for the world's population decreasing by half. So, some 3.5 billion people dying off. You look at his involvement in the production of food, being the largest landowner in America now, I believe. And you wonder, you look at his involvement in the vaccines and trying to get that stuff in Africa, or the 2 million so mosquitoes he releases in Medellin, Colombia every week, with some type of antiviral something that's gonna do the opposite of what they say it's gonna do, in my opinion, I should say. You have these people that's working towards effectuating this breakdown in humanity at what cost? I think it's pretty much at, I wouldn't say monopolizing, but centralizing power to the ultra wealthy. And we see that with the disparity of the middle class, you know, that disparity is growing where you have the haves and the have nots. Well, there's going to be a hell of a lot more have nots than there will ever be haves. So numerically, one population is going to eat the other, in my opinion. But you know, I don't want to be too long winded.
Yeah. I'm gonna go jump in real quick because I got to run out here real fast. I don't think the average person today is even prepared for something like this. I think it would be a lot of pandemonium, people running around doing some things. And to allude to what Phil said, I think a lot of people would just give up because once the major infrastructures collapse, I think a lot of people will just start either just trying to take because they wouldn't know what to do in a situation like this. And I just think the average person is not ready for a situation like this, and let's hope it never happens because I think it's going to be all pandemonium. So, real quick thought.
Dave, you want to go next?
I share the same opinion with them.
Come on, Dave, say something.
All right. So in desperate times like this, basically everybody becomes out for themselves in a sense that it's more of a controlled panic. They only care about the basics, which makes sense: food, water, shelter. And the one thing that should be in common with everybody that won't be is trust. This is why you have so many factions in this this Armageddon type atmosphere or whatever. You have so many different people grouping together in little clusters instead of just forming a great union like the union they came from when we was in a civilized time or whatever. And so it would be a lack of trust because people will panic in a more controlled way. Basically, like, I gotta get water, I gotta get food, I got a baby to feed, I got my mother to take care of, she's old, and I gotta get this first. So let's say if there's a store that's still left for the public because the company didn't stop supplying with products or whatever, because they doing, at this point, the owners or whatever and the employees, they worrying about themselves, but the store has goods in it, still got food, water, whatever. People is just gonna go through that store like those what's going on now, those type of shoplifters that just rush in there and start snatching shit. That's basically what's gonna happen with most people instead of being organized. Instead of them going, okay, how about everybody you get one, canned good per person, one block of cheese per person. It ain't gonna happen. There's no trust because for some reason they're gonna feel like I better get it because they ain't gonna give it to me. They ain't gonna share it or whatever. And this is why that chaos is gonna stay that way for a certain period of time, like maybe years or whatever, till finally you get enough smart people together who just simply go, hey, how about we just trust each other and show it through our actions, and we just keep adding people to this new constitution, so to speak, or whatever, this new way of life, and it's built on trust, which is what our country is built on anyway, or whatever. Nationalisms, brotherhood, that type of shit or whatever. And then we'll eventually have a new society that's more disciplined. So it's cyclical as a lot of things, in this universe. And yeah, that's my opinion.
I'm going to be way different than everybody else.
So, shit.
Well, first of all, as to Dave's point, I don't think society is built on trust. I think society is built on violence or the threat of violence. Either you fit in or they're going to do something with you. Either they're going to lock you away or they're going to kill you. And I think that's just what not only our society, but any society is built on. And that's why the only real reason to even overthrow another society is with either more violence or like violence. That's why we do. That's why we do.
You did warn us, Sean. You did warn us. So keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't think you was going to say that. We keep going.
All right. So what I'm really trying to get at is I think if we have scarcity and basically the zombie apocalypse without the zombies, we have the crash of society. I don't think I'm gonna last that long because, for one, there's gonna be tribes formed. So either I'm gonna be a warlord or I'm gonna get killed by a warlord. One of the two.
Ain't gonna be a servant, huh?
I'm gonna take my shot. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to run my little sector over here with my nice houses and stuff. We're gonna band together, and then I ain't taking shit from nobody. You step up.
But hold up. Well, hold up, Shaw. You see, think about what you just said. We gonna band together. It's gonna be all the people you trust. There you go.
I don't trust
Keep
nobody.
going.
I ain't trusting nobody in the zombie apocalypse, dog.
Yeah.
I done seen.
Really, you ain't gonna trust me?
I ain't seen way too movies.
You don't trust Oscar Field?
So,
oh shit, we gotta get rid of Shaw quick if it become one.
Where do I live? Where do I live?
He gonna cut our throat in our sleep.
Where do I live, Dave?
Yeah, we not close.
Yeah, we ain't never seen each other again. If
we gonna go on a campaign to get you, we gonna come and scoop you up.
Dave, it's a 10-hour car ride, bro.
We gonna build a nation. It's gonna be called Carverdale Nation, Shaw.
I'm gonna say this: the people who have the propensity for the most violence are probably gonna live the longest.
Yeah, exactly.
Any organized group of people, even though you think about gangs, they might not be as organized as like the police force, but gangs will probably last longer because they just gonna band together, even because they already got like a hierarchy inside their gang.
Exactly.
So they'll probably like kind of band together a little bit more. The police forces,
it's organization.
Any type of organization like that, I think they'll survive.
Oh yeah,
especially if they got guns.
Yeah,
especially if they breed on violence. So
I live around a bunch of armed veterans.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna basically be the old army versus all the rest of the civilians in this area.
Yeah. Okay.
I ain't got no support over here. I'm dying quick.
What's up, Phil?
I got babies to live for, so I think I'm gonna be around if they still under wing, but or if they still need a wing to be under. But that is a motive of mine to reach out to like-minded individuals who, have some sense of networking under that eventuality.
Do you have anyone that you can get in touch with without technology?
No.
No. That's what I'm saying. So if society crashes, we losing satellites. You know what I'm saying?
I already know where I'm
that'll
going.
be gradual. I think that'll be gradual though. So, it could. But I think the networks, of course, they'll hold up maybe a week or so before they start degrading, because we know those things all need maintenance, and maybe even longer because a lot of that is automated, and who knows how long it'll be automated. But eventually, there'll be some time when it's back to pigeons and smoke signals, and that's the part. And like Dave was saying, it being cyclical. And Dave, you've talked about this on many occasions. In the past, life wasn't very civil unless you got into a certain organization or community, right?
Mm-hmm.
You found somebody out on the road, and you was, it could, you weren't to trust them because they were strangers, and more than likely they would take advantage of it. It's just like us when we walk down the street now and see somebody that look like us. We not just looking at them like, all skin folk is kinfolk type thing.
Y'all need to come to El Paso because we all kinfolk here. We be
no support.
We be happy to see the black person in El Paso. Like, hey, hey.
That's the environment. There's so few.
Yeah.
But I agree with you 100%, Shaw. That's kind of what I was alluding to. Like, it's going to be, violence is what keeps people. It's the threat. It's like the man code. And I always tell people, man, I can't wait till we go back to the days where everything. Well, I ain't gonna say everything, but I always think about the West. Them's fighting words, and you can die for certain disrespects. So even prison rules, if you think about it,
basically
prisoners are the most respectful individuals to one another because they know that any inconsistency is a death it could possibly be death. And I
that
think
shit is basic in the prison.
Yeah.
That's a good example of how we're not that far from being animals from a million years ago.
I mean,
because they resort back to that mentally.
we're still animals.
Yeah. But you know how the average person
original
thinks they're
animal
civilized.
nature.
Yeah. But by the way, hold up, Oscar. I know where I be living in the apocalypse. I find the nicest mountain with a nice little cup of a pond, because there's ponds on mountains, if you didn't know that.
Dave, where's the closest mountain to you?
I don't know. I just found one with a pond. Because I know people don't like to climb mountains, and I live right up there with my peeps. We'll be good on the mountain. But anyway,
so you don't know a mountain that's close to you. You don't know any ponds.
I know they have ponds. I got Google Maps.
Once again, come on out to El Paso. We got mountains.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay.
In my little cul-de-sac,
yeah, man, right in the middle of the city.
Oh, yeah. Texas. I think Texas have mountains.
Yeah, in El Paso.
And a desert. Yeah,
that's where the mountain is.
Yeah. You close to New Mexico and all that.
Yeah, so our mountain is literally the start of the. Correct me in the comments, guys, but it's literally
a small mountain.
It started the Rockies. No, it's a big
Rocky
mountain.
Mountains. Yeah,
big mountain.
It's a big mountain.
Wait, what's the minimum height for a mountain?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
I don't know, but it's a mountain. It's not considered a hill. It's it's a legit mountain.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest. In my situation, in my cul-de-sac, I'd be dead because.
You just gonna stay there? Yeah.
No, well, I wouldn't stay here. I would be, if I had to compare myself to somebody, I would be like that. The black dude on Walking Dead, the one that was real good with the stick. Yeah. I would be like him because I would just be Morgan. I would be like him because in my cul-de-sac, we not gonna band together. I'm not to hate on my neighbors. I love y'all. We got across the way. It's a house full of women. They gonna depend on me. Next door, my neighbor already depend on me. My other neighbor in the cul-de-sac or whatnot, he might be able to hold, but he got like a family and everybody on the street. So I'm sitting there looking like, oh yeah, this street is gonna be gone in about a week.
But you gotta realize a lot of those people are gonna try to leave the city.
Oh yeah, they're gonna try to, and they're gonna probably die on the highway.
Most people are gonna die trying to get out of the cities and be in that log jam on the highways, getting robbed. And I mean, look at what Katrina was a good example.
Oh yeah, man, that was a nice day though, because everybody was stuck on the freeway, and I was just driving like, man, they all going the wrong way. But I would say this one other thing too. If this ever did happen, I think the gender roles would come back into play too. I think
100%.
Women would naturally go back to their.
They would become second-class citizens immediately.
Yeah.
And
but I think they would go back to doing their roles, and they would actually fall under whatever strongest man that they can find. And so, because I already know in my little cul-de-sac, everybody gonna run over here to me. Oh, you the military guy, and I'm be like, hey man, I'm about to. I can't go nowhere with y'all because y'all ain't no benefit. Not to sound bad, but it's like I already know they're gonna get me killed, so I might as well go out here by myself and get.
Hey, shout out to all the women that's out there.
We love y'all.
Surviving in the zombie apocalypse. Y'all have a spot in my society. We can use you. We can use you. Women make really good assassins, all right? So if you don't know how to shoot, I'm gonna teach you to shoot. And then y'all could just jump people on the freeway or on the highway, take their shit, bring it back.
Yeah. I just think realistically though, most men are gonna strip women of their rights.
That's just
which is unfortunate. I just think not me. I think women should have the same rights.
That's his wet dream week. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. When a woman wants to just be fair in that situation, the man is just gonna be like, nope, whatever I say goes, and that's just how it's gonna be. And then it's gonna be more racism. White folks ain't gonna fucking just be looking for a black person or a Hispanic to like band with, or blacks ain't gonna look for whites to band with. They gonna look for their own color. So it's gonna kind of be like that prison shit.
I don't think it'll be racism, honestly.
I think it will be. I think it's gonna be a hell of a lot of racism if we have an apocalypse like that. Hell yeah. You think a white guy gonna feel comfortable walking through the hood just trying to find a way to survive, and then he's surrounded by black folks? He gonna be scared as heck. And the black folks gonna try to take advantage of it somehow. Not just because they black, but any other, like it could be a group of Mexicans or a group of white folks. I think it will be, the racism thing will be like full blown. Everybody will be like, he ain't white. he ain't black. I don't really have no no interest or no value in this situation, or he don't have no value, and they're just gonna be barbaric toward each other, just like prison. That's just what I think. I know y'all don't want to believe it, but if we don't have, for example, if we don't have a justice system, police station, medical, hospitals, we don't have even electricity no more. Oh man, everybody's gonna try to gravitate to what they're comfortable with.
Well, here's my rebuttal to that, right? Especially with the prison point. Prison is different. Prison, your needs are still met. It's just a sociology project, basically.
But see, that's even worse.
But they
still gravitate to wanting to be with their own kind of people.
I get it, but they still get their needs met. Like they have food, they have shelter, they have water.
And they still want to be stupid and go, I need to hang out with the blacks.
But when needs need to get met, like if my family is starving and or a white dude, a racist white dude's family is starving, and I know how to operate the water plant or I know how to plant crops, then that's going to override that racism.
It should, ideally, yes.
I think when needs come into play, because it happens in the military, you have racist people join the military, and then when you're counting on someone else, it doesn't matter what their skin color is, they become your brother because you need them to save your life in battle. So that's what
ideally.
That's not.
But I don't think that's. I think it's going to be a serious trust issue. You know, we in America, everybody got a gun. So imagine you going through the woods or a field and you see other people with guns because everybody gonna be strapped. You already know that. That's realistic. How you gonna feel trust with a stranger who's strapped when you know he looking for the same thing you could looking for, like water? A
lot of people with guns, they know how to shoot, but they don't know how to shoot, move, and communicate. They don't know how to war fight. And the people that don't know how to war fight are just going to be basically donating guns to people that know how to. If you're 300 pounds and you can't run down to your mailbox, you're not going to live when society crashes. It doesn't matter if you can shoot or if you have 15 guns in your safe. You're just donating guns to somebody else. That's all that is.
Yeah. Basically, whoever's the strongest.
I think that there, with regards to the racial communities coming together, I do think that it'd take a certain level of government or organization that would some overreaching reason for that to happen, because in the instance that there isn't that governmental body that says what's right or what's wrong, everybody is out for themselves, and you're going to, I think, like most people, you're going to look out for, like we say, laws are only as good as the people that decide to enforce them. So where you may have a police officer that's supposed to uphold the law, well, if his family is in need as well, it's going to be his family before that law. At least that's what I believe.
Well, ideally, they should follow the rules or the law, but yeah. It'd be like
the first law, the first law once again is surviving. So and then you want that for your loved ones, right? So if you or your loved ones surviving means that a title, a job that's breaking down in front of you, or someone else who doesn't look like you goes without, yeah, your loyalty is to yourself and your loved ones. And let God figure out the rest.
But the thing about law, see, that's the thing you when you brought up it, in order to pull a society back to being unified, there must be a set of rules that are to be applied to everybody, and everybody must vow to follow these rules.
That's what I was saying. That's out the window because society's breaking down, right? So that's out the window.
Yeah.
So now we all are on some self-preservation. And you're going to see people act accordingly. And I'm sure there'll be bands of people that, hey, this white guy saved my life, so yeah, I'm rocking with him or what have you. That'll happen. It always has in every culture, every walk of life. There's always been those type of things. But for the most part, I do believe that like you said, because of the lack of trust, people are comfortable with what they know. Black people I think we have a peculiar type of situation where I think more of us may attempt to lean on other cultures because other cultures may be a little more resourceful, um, in the sense of having the resources as far as land, having the resources as far as natural resources, or just ability. Let's just say at this point in time, when you look at most preppers, you might say that a majority of preppers are people that aren't black. You know,
Yeah, that's
they've
true.
got
That's true.
bunkers, they've got artillery.
Mhm.
When I first
Bomb
heard,
shelters.
you know what I'm saying?
Most people that live in those inner cities is, I think, like,
Oh, they're out of here.
yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
unfortunately,
I
guys.
think it's gonna be mayhem in the inner cities. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to a mountain with a pond at the top.
Mhm.
Hey, you got like 700 miles to get to a mountain, homie.
That's my journey. Me, P. Lord, my two little girls. Maybe
Oh,
Phil,
man,
he
y'all
want
ain't
to
gonna
join
make
us
it.
with his
Hey,
two girls.
When's the last time you
Y'all
been
ain't gonna
outside of
make it.
Houston?
When the last time you
You
been
forget.
outside your house?
You
You
forget.
navigate by
You
the
forget.
stars.
First,
Do
I
you-
got a strong understanding in physics,
Do you
and
have-
I'm
Do
military.
you have maps? Because you ain't
I
been
know
able
how
to
to
play.
read a map.
You ain't gonna be
That's
able-
all we did.
Do you have a map?
Oh no, I ain't got one, but I know how to read them. The kind of map that we had in military and regular map.
Okay.
The
I mean,
feature map, the land features,
if you can navigate by the stars, then you
and a compass. I know how to read a compass.
Let me ask y'all this question. So
Compass ain't they somewhat reliable, but anyway, what were you gonna say?
so let's say from 0 to 100, it literally goes from what we doing right now to us basically being on The Walking Dead. And when I say The Walking Dead, all the infrastructure's down. No internet, no none of that stuff.
And we just say it's actual pandemic with like bubonic plague or whatever, something like that.
Actual
Bubonic,
pandemic. In that
yeah.
first week, give me the first 5 things that each one of y'all think y'all would do.
Okay, let me go first.
Okay.
I've thought about this so many times. See if Shaw want to counter me, since me and Shaw is more science-minded type of thinkers. First thing I'm gonna do is get my magnifying glasses that I got. Yes, magnifying glasses. One knife with the serrated edge or whatever, the kind of knives that you don't have to sharpen. Those 2 things are the first things I'm gonna get, and then I'm gonna get some jugs, a durable jug. I'm gonna get a stainless steel pot, but not too big, not too small, and I'm gonna go and try. If we got food at home, I'm gonna just stockpile with the types of foods that don't spoil, like cheese, canned goods, whatever good kind of canned good is, preferably meat, like tuna or something like that. And I'm gonna stock it in our backpacks. Make sure we have as much water as possible because you can die in like 3 or 4 days without water. And so gotta have water. And then I'm gonna make sure I have like a filter device, which I got some material in the house that could actually filter pretty good a lot of microbes and bacteria. It ain't like a fucking Brita or some shit like that. But I could make do a MacGyver type shit and make some decent filters. Because when you finally run out of drinking water, you gotta drink some water, and it's probably gonna be from a fucking ditch or a creek. And so I'm gonna get those basics out the way, and then I'm gonna find a place that I think is gonna be a place that nobody else will want to go. Okay, which is why I said earlier, a mountain with a pond in it. First, I'm gonna have to Google map if the internet ain't cut off yet. But if the internet cut off, I'm gonna just try to memorize, the Rocky Mountains or I don't think the Himalayas in our country.
Appalachian.
The Appalachian, yeah, that one. And try to go in that direction till I find something that's eventually gonna have a pond in it, and then I'm gonna camp there. That's basically what I'm gonna do.
All
So
right.
yeah,
In 2 days, who want to go next?
that's what I'm gonna do.
You know, that question, it makes me.
Oh wait, hold up, Phil.
Now, there you
Did
had 5.
why y'all didn't ask
You
me
had
what the
5,
magnifying
Dave.
glass? Hold up, wait, y'all didn't ask me what the magnifying glass was for.
Yeah, I did.
I leave that up to Shaw. What is
I
it
figured
for?
you'd be dead in
Fire?
2 days. So
We know.
Phil got it. Phil got it right.
Yeah.
I ain't with it. I know how to do the fire with the sticks, but I'm just not trying to do all that. I wait till the sun come out. Boom, burn up some dry leaves. Got a fire. Anyway, go Phil.
I'm All right, I'll go off of that real quick. You know that the fire is usually what attracted people to your camp, so that might be a hazard.
And you got to do it. Yeah, you're right, but you still need a fire.
Yeah.
You're just gonna need a fire.
Anyhow, so I don't know if going on the road. I mean, to where? And I know you said the mountains where
I gotta go to a high elevation. Yeah,
yeah.
most people ain't gonna go there.
What's interesting is that's actually prophetic, and there are believer preppers. I'll say it like that, who have enacted that type of strategy, right?
So that's what they got already.
Yeah, they're up in the Rocky Mountains.
I'll be cool with my white brethren because I know they white. They ain't gonna be black. The black folks ain't gonna clown them out.
But I think that I would attempt to have. So ideally for me, wherever I am, I would like to have a number of properties. Each property stockpiled, each property with some underground aspect to it, stockpiled, ventilation, water.
Hey, hold up! Oscar said if it just happened, Phil, this is like you planned it already.
If it just you have no preparation whatsoever.
5 years in advance.
It happened right now.
Yeah, in a snap, I pull a Thanos and bam, it happened.
Boom. I'm gonna stick it out where I am until I can travel, and I'm just resourcing at that point in time. So daily.
But it's full blown though, Phil. Oscar saying it's full blown.
I understand, and that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get wood. I'm going to get and I pretty much got everything else. I'm just trying to get more ammo. That's pretty much it. I grow food, so maybe fix up something to resource water, get more water, get more wood, get more ammo.
Phil is gonna be the one who ain't gonna last compared to my technique or whatever. Because you right here with everybody.
Phil almost had my same. He almost had my same, man.
There you did.
Then you did too, Oscar. Now, I want to hear you. I don't even need to hear Oscar if he gonna be doing.
Well, that's just the first couple of days, right? Because
the first week, week.
I'm leaving. I ain't finna stay here. Are you kidding me? And it's full blown. I'm bouncing.
But we just said that everybody.
Most people would leave, yeah.
And most people, as you recall,
and I will leave.
Dying on the highways.
Yep.
So I think that's you don't. I think that's when that rush out, you're gonna get stampeded, you're gonna get ran over. You got people plotting. Yeah, no, I'm gonna duck all that off. Let everybody die. Anybody that come around getting bust on, and then if it get too deep and we just gotta move, I mean, you can move.
So what's the catastrophe? They kind of.
That does have a thing, right?
It really does. Like, what's causing this?
Well, let's say it's a disease. It's a plague.
Okay, so if it's the reason I ask is if it's a disease, then I'm isolating, or a plague.
I'm not coming out the house if it's.
But let's just say there is a high altitude nuclear blast.
It's highly contagious too.
That's what I'm saying. You isolate then
you wouldn't come out the house.
You don't go out the house. Excuse me.
You're gonna eventually have to come out. You gonna run out of resources.
Yeah, but you want to let as many infected people die off first before you go outside. Excuse me.
But what if the contagion it lasts like AIDS, but you could get it just by touch or
then society wouldn't crash if that was the case. So,
what?
Yeah.
Well. Okay, what was that? The Last of Us? What if it was like those clickers or whatever? Y'all heard of that game? Don't worry about it.
No. Okay, so if it's something like The Last of Us, or a zombie apocalypse, or just like I said, like some high altitude nuclear weapons going off, creating an EMP, knocking out all our communication satellites and technology, and basically knocking us into the Stone Age. First thing I'm doing is I'm going to go to my in-laws, which is less than a mile away. We can walk over there, right? Going over there, the whole family, we're going to band together. Then me and my father-in-law, with all his guns, we're going to go around the neighborhood. We're going to establish a chain of command. Right? Yeah.
What you doing?
We're going to create our band, and it's going to be all the rest of the vets and all the rest of the armed people. That way we can have more people pulling because it's a
that's wishful thinking.
It's a walled off neighborhood. So we control the points.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in El Paso.
That might help.
In El Paso, we all have stone walls. We don't have wooden.
Wait, but can you? So nobody can just climb it without a ladder or something like that, right?
Could,
is it that high?
You could climb it with a ladder, but
it helps. Yeah.
If we have people that are roaming guards, create security. You know what I mean? First thing you do is secure your area. Second thing you do is that's when you get bands together. Then you can go out into the wild and gather up resources and bring the resources back to a secure area. And
that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So then if you don't want to be in, you can get out of the area. You got to leave your house. You know what I mean? You go be out, or you can be part of the group.
Yep. Exile or
if you don't want to do
I'm
that,
going to a mountain.
And I actually have a mountain here that I could go to, but I'm not going to go there. Yeah.
I'll be waving at you from it then.
Because we already have shelter in place. There's no reason to leave shelter to go to shelter in place. There's
no. Ideally, you make sense. Ideally, but see, that's the thing. I'm looking at it the way Oscar said it. It's going to be pandemonium, chaos. I don't think nobody going to be trying to go, let's do this together. We got a week to get it together. Now everybody just going to be. Well, the way I'm thinking, Oscar is saying it.
So if everybody's leaving, there's a bunch of open houses that we can secure.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a lot of that. Yeah.
And that's what I meant by moving around, just resourcing and moving around.
And then capitalism goes out the door. It basically becomes a communist commune. We pool all our resources together, and so we act as a group because you're stronger together as a group. Go out.
Ideally,
do raids, gather resources. There's also a big school that's right by our house that we could if we need to. If we can't secure our neighborhood, we can move to the school, which is even more securable than the house.
Yeah, that all makes sense. It's just ideally, see, that won't happen overnight. Sure, you making sense. You acting like that's just gonna happen in a week. Oscar just said,
"Look at the big brains of me."
He said chaos. If the chaos ensues right now,
don't be jealous, Dad.
That ain't gonna happen.
Just because I didn't say.
I'm telling you realistically what's gonna happen.
You jealous because I didn't pull out a magnifying glass and I've already created society.
Look, remember in The Walking Dead when the dude woke up in the beginning from the hospital?
Oh yeah.
He woke up and it was just fucked up all over where that's how I'm looking at it.
Where did he go though? Where did he go though? He went to a community.
He just kept running into motherfuckers until finally he found some people he could trust.
He found a community, right? So I must establish that community right off the bat.
Sure. Come on, man. I realistically, that would never happen. It makes sense, but it'll never happen within, let's say, a week or two. That would probably take a year.
No,
at minimum. If you've already prepared and you've had these discussions, then it just plays out. Now there may be some things that happen that kind of throw a wrench in it, which inevitably would, because nobody's actually lived through anything like that.
Right.
But for the most part, you got a plan in place. You just, actualize your plan.
I'm just willing to shoot somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like somebody fuck up and, you don't want to go wrong with the plan. Pow. Next.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
If society the plan is logical,
is based on violence or the threat of violence.
No, it's not. I don't agree with that. Society is based on trust.
Okay, so what happens if you don't follow the laws?
You just demonstrated that about your plan.
What happens if you don't follow the laws?
What happens?
Yes.
Well, let's say the established law is, if it's not followed, then there must be some kind of repercussions.
Okay, and so so what happens if you don't accept those repercussions or punishments?
You get punished even further.
Violence,
listen to what he just said. Hold up. Yeah, listen to what Shaw say. What you should be saying is before the laws is even created, there must be trust. An agreement between others to say this is the new rule. There you go.
Or what?
Yeah, because
it won't be a rule if you don't agree to it.
Well,
so you gotta be trust.
I get what you're trying to say, Dave. And
it has to be trust no matter what.
Well, the trust is based off the fact that if you don't agree to that rule, something is going to happen. No. So that trust is backed up by violence because if hold
up. I'm talking about Shaw is making the point that if you got a united group of people Is that what you're saying? I ain't talking about like 2 people. Let's say you got 10 people who say, "Hey, let's help each other out." Immediate trust right there between them people. It wouldn't be them helping them out without trust.
Right.
So
and then
trust is the basis of this.
Eventually, somebody's gonna be like, "I can get over on this."
Yeah, then you punish them. But the trust has already been established. That's what I'm saying.
The underlying security of any society is
the threat of violence.
It's not. It's trust. It's that has to start first. Period. I demonstrated again. In your family is trust. In your neighborhood, you was just talking about, when you go to your neighbor and say, "Hey, let's band together," immediately y'all made a trust pact. Then the next neighbor. You didn't sit there and tell your neighbor, "Nigga, you need to listen to me, because I make the most sense. And if you don't, I'm gonna fuck you up." You didn't say that. You just said, "Hey, man, how about we band
threats.
together?"
That's not actual violence, man. Like, nobody gonna believe you when you say that shit.
I'm just saying, trust is first. That's just my point. That is a brain shot.
What you got, Phil? You about to say something?
No, I kind of want to give it to the point that David is making. I mean, I think y'all are making 2 points. I think you're making 2 different points, but the point that David is making, he's saying that
initially
trust is the underlying thing, and I can see that just based on the example that he gave. But as far as the what keeps any organization is the threat of violence. It's not necessarily trust, because trust is betrayed all times. But what is the
that's after trust is established. Then yes, you could fucking keep a nigga in line or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said. It's violence and the threat of violence that maintains order, if you would. But I do agree that trust is the foundation of, I guess, any cooperative.
I say it's the initial, you kind of give them trust initially, but I still agree with the fact that
I'm not going to trust nobody.
Violence. Yeah.
See, look, he just showed his true colors. Look at that shit, Oscar. So he already the one that's the flaw.
Let's be honest. When saying
you had a flaw thinking, Short.
Hold on, Dave. In the zombie apocalypse, you meet some random. Your wife, and your 2 daughters. You meet some random person on the road, and he's like, "Hey man, where y'all going?" And you're like, "We going to the." You gonna tell him we going to the mountains because it's safe up there. Y'all come with us.
No, the agenda. I'm going off of Shard's agenda. Shard said earlier what he would do.
Stay on your agenda.
I'm gonna just go to the mountain. If he asks me, if he say, "Are you going to the mountain?"
Dave, you're not.
Okay, go.
I'm giving you a scenario.
You're not going to the mountain, Dave. It's too far.
Let's hear what Oscar gonna say. What?
Wait, say you walk into your mountain and you meet some random dude in the middle of the street. It's you, your wife, and your daughters, because you're going to this mountain. And he like, "Hey, where y'all going?" What you gonna say?
I'm gonna say we going to a place where it's safe.
And he like, "Can I come with y'all?"
I'm like, "Okay, we gotta trust each other. Don't try to screw me over. I ain't gonna try to screw you over. We agree that strength in numbers. Let's go to this mountain."
Okay, what you just did right there, you said let's trust each other. The fact that you saying that, you're trying to back it up with if you don't trust me.
I didn't threat. I just said let's trust each other.
But you're insinuating that, hey, let's trust each other. Yeah. Already that's you insinuating that if we don't trust each other, something else is gonna happen if we don't trust each other.
What are you trying to do? Quit trying to move the goalpost. I just simply say let's trust each other. I didn't say if you don't. I didn't say this, Oscar. If you don't trust me, I'm gonna fuck you up. So stop trying to act like that's what I'm saying.
Neither did I.
I just say let's just trust each other.
David, you gotta listen, dog. You said let's trust each other.
Yes.
If he doesn't trust you, what happens?
I don't know if he don't trust me. So what's your point in this question? Do I know it or I don't know it?
The reason I'm bringing this up, it don't mean you're gonna hit him with a stone over his head and take off running. But the fact is, as soon as you say, "Hey,
watch me go down do the Oscar."
As soon as you say, "Let's trust each other," the fact that you got to bring that up to him and you're like, okay, that already shows that you don't really trust this guy. You hoping that he does whatever it is that he says that he's supposed to do.
Look how he sounds like one of them crooked lawyers. Like, look how he just throwing in the way how he think I'm supposed to think. It's simple.
I didn't say what you. I didn't say what
trust each other. I don't know if he's gonna trust me or not. It's just that simple. Let's just trust each other.
Okay.
If you agree, we got an agreement.
What what's the outcome if he doesn't trust him, or what's the outcome if you don't trust him? If
The outcome is that we break the trust and we go we do the things that we feel we need to do, whatever that is.
which could result in
It can result in violence. Yes.
Okay, that's all he's saying. So
once again, trust is first and violence is second if somebody breaks rules or whatever.
I've never said violence was first. I said it is the underlying basis.
You did try to indicate that it's the main thing, and I'm saying trust is the main thing.
I'm saying it's
the
underlying
structure. What is the underlying? Yeah, that's basically mean the main thing. It's trust that's the underlying factor here, or basis, or whatever.
And that's
no matter how you slice it.
Y'all can both be right because
now look at Phil. Now he's trying to try to take sides. I'm sound with what I'm saying. I'm sound.
You're getting hung up on what's first or what's the most.
No, it's just simply trust. It's just trust is first. It has to be first. Period. I don't know why y'all trying y'all best to try to find a way to go. No, it can be this, David. It can be that. No, it's trust. Trust is first.
Both things are present. Both things have to be present. You can.
Oh my goodness! This gonna be a funny video with the audience.
There, but if trust isn't there, then
and Sean, hold up, Phil. Sean, no, I'm right. I know I've talked to you enough, Sean, for you to know that I'm right
on what you think is first.
No, it's not. It's simple. You have to make an agreement to treat the person the same way you want to be treated. You have to make that trust agreement.
While we're arguing about two different things.
What if then you change? It ain't no trust. Then you do whatever you have to do. But trust is the foundation.
That's the point. I said that I agree that trust has to be there based on even if you say you don't trust anybody, you still trust them to have the potential of not agreeing and not going along.
Let me point.
You trust people to be who they could be.
Yeah.
You have to give them the opportunity to express whatever potential.
Let me say this about Oscar. Oscar has this knack. I didn't debate it with him enough to know. He'll ask questions that I always used to tell him is stupid questions because the way I see it versus the way he see it. But he have a knack to saying something like this. But David, what if they break that trust? Oh no, this is more like him. He'll say, David, but do you know if you can trust them? And I'm sitting there going, dude, why would you ask that question? I'm not a mind reader.
But he has a point.
It's a legitimate question.
Yeah,
it's not a legitimate. Okay, hold up, Oscar. Watch this. Watch this, Sean. Here's the field experiment. Oscar, let's say me and you in the apocalypse, I bump into you like right now, and I say, hey man, I don't even know who you is. I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to go to a place safe. You want to work together because that way, if we work together and protect each other, strengthen numbers, that whole little concept makes sense. It'll help us stay more protected. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, boom, we go do it. I don't know if you're going to betray me. I don't know if you're going to stab me in the back as soon as I fall asleep. I don't know none of that. So if you ask that question, David, but how you know you're going to be able to trust him? Like I just say, this is the stuff Oscar would say. I'm not a fucking mind reader.
But that doesn't mean I necessarily trust you. I'm gonna have one eye open all the time, making sure hopefully you do what you say you're gonna do.
Oh my goodness!
Right.
That's like I'm only gonna trust you as far as I can see what you're doing. That's it.
Oscar, ask me that question, David. Would I trust you? I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna just trust you. You haven't gave me no evidence not to trust you.
There is no answer you can give to get that.
No, it's simple. I'm gonna trust him until he show me that I can't trust him. That's how that works.
You ain't gonna make it, Dave.
It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
We're talking about what does trust mean.
I think I got enough intelligent audience members to sit there and go, you know what? You just gotta trust. And when they break the trust, then you deal with that shit.
Hey, time out, real quick. Time out.
What if them breaking the trust is a bullet in the back of your head?
Phil, time out.
That's it. That's the end of me. What can I do about it? That's the same thing right now in reality.
Phil, Dave.
In real life.
Phil, Dave. Time out.
Okay.
Hey, if y'all still with us, please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Do all that YouTube shit. You know what I'm saying? And plus, Dave is going to die pretty soon. But anyways, let's go.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure a
No.
lot of my intelligent artist members will be like, yeah, you just gotta have that trust.
If
first.
people are watching
It's
this video,
everything.
they've seen plenty of zombie movies, the society and the movie. You don't trust anyone. You don't trust your
Are you
friends.
kidding me? The people
Okay,
in Walking Dead.
let's talk about
they was
Walking
in the
Dead.
group.
The ones that trust are the ones that end up dead.
Shane
Oh
and
my
Rick
goodness.
were
Y'all is
fucking best
crazy.
friends and partners. They
How you
trusted
won't
each
ever-
other with their wives,
what?
with their lives. Shane and Rick.
What'd you say?
even because I would say that Dave, and you kind of touched on this, in those situations when you're talking about two individuals coming together, it isn't necessarily it's a false pretense of trust, if anything, right?
Oh my
Because
goodness.
that threat, well, the only reason that you're trusting someone, like you said, is because there's strength in numbers. So there's the threat of death.
Not just that, Phil. There's more benefits to trusting somebody other than just strength in numbers.
Don't go off the topic.
Two heads are better than one. Meaning he might know something I don't know that can help us survive, like food, water, whatever. But anyway,
the point is there's a greater chance of survivability with another person.
Right.
So in survival, you're talking about living or dying. So death, the threat of death, brass tacks. So it's that threat of death, either through violence of breaking a trust or being out there by yourself. But it's that threat of
Let me point. I'm trying to point at Oscar. You know what? I can see Oscar in Apocalypse doing this number. He run into a random dude, and the random dude asked the same question I had demonstrated with Oscar. He's like, "Hey man, I'm trying to go to a safe spot. You want to like band together so we can, help protect each other?" And let's just say Oscar go, "Man, I can't tell if I trust you or not." Dude gonna be like,
"You literally just answered me this question, and I told you exactly what I would do."
The dude gonna go, "You can't tell, but let's just go ahead and try to trust each other."
You literally just answered me that same question, and I told you what I would do.
I
would never tell this yet. I did tell you, and we have it on camera, so you'll be able to go back. But I would tell you,
throw the challenge flag.
Yeah, I will tell you again because I know you don't really listen to actually understand what a person said. You just ready to rebuttal. I would actually say, "Hey, man, that sounds like a good idea," but I would always have one eye open going because I don't really trust this dude. I don't know enough about him, so I'm gonna just keep watching everything that he do, just like I know he's gonna be watching me.
That's fine.
And see what happens.
But now I think you'll do what I just said.
And I will always be ready to try to take his head off because I don't know what he's going to do or whatnot. He doesn't know what I'm going to do.
That's actually logical. That's logical to be making sure that be aware of what he might do.
That's why I would do it.
That's actually logical. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, you ask a question that I think is just dumb as hell. And so I think in that scenario, I think you would actually ask that dude, "Man, I don't know if I can trust you." It's just in my head.
I would never let a person know my insight.
Yeah, he would
in a zombie apocalypse.
He's just thinking.
I would never say it. That's why
I get so many
when
questions.
you asked me, I told you exactly what I would say. You having the emotional thing where you think that you know what I'm gonna do.
What you would actually do in reality to me.
All right, hey, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and bring this to a close. But we're gonna do it in a nice little fashion. All right, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around the circle, all right, and we're gonna say
counterclockwise.
Who do you vote that's gonna die first?
Oh yeah, let's leave it up to the comments too.
Yeah. Hey, in the comments, tell me who y'all think gonna die first. But go ahead, Dave. You go first. Who you think gonna die first?
Me? Okay. Based on what I done said, I think Phil gonna die first, then Oscar, because they gonna stay put. And I already know what's gonna happen. The desperate people are gonna go looking for lights on. They're gonna have their lights on. And I already know about you can have lights, fires on in the forest or whatever, but they gonna stay put. And most people are already in neighborhoods. That's where they gonna start their journey from. And then they're gonna be like, "Man, I ain't finna go to a mountain. I ain't finna go to the ocean. I'm finna go to this nigga right here who got his lights on. He might got a bunch of food up in his house. I'm finna go and try to break in there and do my thing or whatever." And yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. So what did you say you gonna do, Shaw? You gonna stay put? Oh yeah, the community. You will probably survive a lot longer. Ideally, that's what everybody should do. By the way, just saying that it was never. I would never be against what you just said. But you're saying something that is not likely to happen immediately. So that's why I disagree with the time frame for you to get all this community union that you were speaking about. So I think maybe a year out you'll have what you was talking about. But so in the meantime, I think you'll be third. They're gonna slaughter you, and me and my peeps or whoever thinking like me, we're gonna be creeping through the woods, the wood line. We ain't gonna walk on roads. We're gonna be straight bushes and woods because nobody likes to walk through bushes and woods. Nobody, especially black folks. Not that make have this is not about black folks, but only nature people don't. Only nature people mind traveling through wooded areas and all this type of shit or whatever. And that's what we're gonna do until we find a mountain with a pond.
Can I go next?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
You next.
Okay. All right. So looking at all of us and from everything that we said, of course, I'm gonna say David gonna die first, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Of course.
He gonna be the first.
Say me.
He gonna be the first one to walk out the house. He has 3 girls going with him, so you already in compromise.
You talking about full blown pandemic or whatever? Yeah, I'm bouncing. Go. Okay. My bad.
Appreciate it. Thank you for letting me finish. You coming out the house with 3 women with you that don't have any type of survival skills whatsoever. So they're gonna totally depend on you. And they're not, I know your daughters, I know your wife or whatever. So they're probably not gonna respond the exact way that you want to. So you're gonna be in a compromised situation because you're coming out the house with the masses. So you're gonna die kind of fast. Me and Philip are pretty much in the same situation. We 2 solo dudes or whatnot. So I think we'll die next because we don't really have a community. We don't have anybody around us to actually protect us. It'll just be solos, but we at least try to bunker down into our shelter that we in now. I don't know what Philip, what you got going on around you. I'm pretty like solitary, so my whole house is already protected. I got everything around it is burglar bars, so I don't think anybody gonna come in here. And I'm just gonna lay in the house and only come out when I need to. So me and Philip will probably die around the same time. Rashard is the only one that has a community. They already got like a big group of people that they can put together.
So that just happened like hold up, so that just happened like within 2 days, huh? He got his shit all together, huh? Yeah, right. Not no full blown pandemic.
He already has a community.
Time, dog, like Oscar finished.
Yeah, he had his community.
This is a podcast, we got to make it interesting. Go, Oscar.
Okay, you will get a chance to rebut if you want to, dog. You want to. But David dying first. Me and Philip will be pretty much close to the same time because we got the same kind of situation. I'm assuming Philip, based off what he said, he don't really have a real community either. And then Rashard is the only one that has a whole community around him or whatnot. So that's why I think he will last the longest.
He got a castle in the army too.
Hold on for one second. I gotta let somebody.
Chariots and everything, huh? Sure, it might well give you the whole works, right? The deluxe.
I hate that I'm gonna miss this, but hold on.
All right, Phil, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. So I already said I think David gonna die first. You going straight to the road where everybody else is going to the road.
Not to the road. You didn't hear me, Phil? You travel in the wooded areas. Nobody likes to walk through stuff like that.
Where's the woods at from here?
Let him finish.
Anywhere where people just won't be, like just away from roads, sidewalks, neighborhoods, all that shit.
Dave,
you gonna have to go through some.
I know
until you get to the, the nature spot.
Dave, let him finish. Let him finish that.
There's nowhere you can walk and you won't be in between a building or a road.
Yes, Phil, I agree. We're in the city right now. We're in the city. Right. But at some point, I hope to leave the city.
I don't think you're going to make it to that. I don't think you're going to
make it. Okay, well, while everybody else getting to walk around, y'all just think we're going to just get killed when everybody else running around trying to find food and water and shit too.
Yes.
290 ain't that? Yeah, you got 3 women with you. They're going to look at you like, oh, easy.
You're a target.
What does traveling by night is actually the best way to travel when you're in some type of situation like that. You don't travel during the daytime.
I agree. So, me or Oscar, and then I would say Rashad because he does seem to have a community. That's how I would say. But I would say,
fuck it.
I live in a cul-de-sac as well. My neighbors are very resourceful.
No, mine ain't at all.
All of them. And there's clear paths to one side. I don't have any neighbors, but a clear land, so it's an open shot. Anybody that want to cross that path. And the other side is, backside. And of course, I got security gates and all that kind of stuff, and a dog that is quite protective. So I think that's an added piece of protection. If I have my daughters at that time, which I more than likely will, unless it happened over summer or some shit like that. yeah, they could be a liability in certain situations, but I would do, and we train them to mitigate any type of thing, anything like that. Um, yeah, but like I'm just resourcing, man. That's the only thing you coming out the house for. You when the lights go off. There is no light until sunrise. You're living to survive, so everything has changed. Ain't no Roblox or YouTube or none of that foolishness. Is eat shit, wake up to live another day, plant something you can eat so you don't have to go out, can something so you can preserve it to last longer, and just try to make it to the day. Life changes completely at that point in time, and they say you're not supposed to wish for that, but I always felt like in order to build, you had to destroy. And if we're going to say, but we don't have a revolutionary bone in our bodies. So in order for these things to change, it's going to take something outside of us to initiate that. That's my.
I am not. That you made you. I ain't saying I agree with you, but I can understand what you're saying. But I'm telling y'all, if this was really real life, I am fucking gone. Y'all can stay in y'all house.
We got one more.
You can stay in your house.
We got one more person, Dave.
I think Dave. I think Dave.
Take us home.
I think Dave dying first.
Shut. I know enough. I know you know enough science, just like I do. I know you know enough physics, just like I do. I know y'all three gonna be dead as fuck in due time if we was in that kind of apocalypse.
And then after people Dave dies first,
don't you understand?
And then after
most
Dave,
people don't like nature.
Dave, let him say his piece. Let him say his piece.
Yeah, because my light's dying right now. But after Dave dies first, I'm dying next. So, and it's only because either I'm going to last longer than everybody, or I'm going to die like immediately. Because, like I said, I'm walking around with guns.
Short already admit to y'all that he's gonna be illogical. I don't know why y'all thinking that he's making sense. But anyway.
Okay.
You walking around with guns to do what? Force your way on people?
No. I'm trying to band together.
Everybody's gonna have guns, Shaw. Everybody.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a gun on me. I ain't gonna brand this shit.
That's why I said that either I'm going to die first or I'm going to die last. Or not first, because you die first.
Wait, what is that? Oh,
you're dying first. That's.
I know what you mean by me.
You're gonna die first.
Like, what do you mean by you? You gonna die first or last?
Either I'm dying next after you, because you definitely dying first.
I get y'all's narrative. I get it. I get the narrative. It's gonna be pretty much the same narrative. I just want to
say one more time.
For the entire podcast.
For the people in the back.
But I'm still logical.
If you ain't heard me in the back, Dave dying first. So.
But I know y'all gonna be screwed.
Oscar,
either I'm you gonna have to come out your house. They gonna fuck your house up. They gonna come in anyway. Feel you too. Sure, your little community of power ain't gonna develop until fucking year out.
Dave, you gonna go out to the streets where they gonna kill you.
You hate Dave.
They ain't even gotta get into you.
The street, everybody gonna be in the street. People ain't gonna do much at night. People can't. It ain't gonna be no electricity, Oscar. You can't see shit at night.
What they gotta do about what I just said.
But Dave, you light skinned.
Out the city.
Dave, you light skinned. You can't hide at night, Dave. You light skinned.
We got. You know what camo is?
Little girls with you.
You know what camo is? Clothes can be you can make clothes into like camouflage.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the actual camo.
Hey, and remember that? Remember that one time you were supposed to do the podcast and everybody's supposed to be quiet, and then we heard Pilar and your kids in the background. Remember that time?
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's different.
When you walking in the woods,
you got too many liabilities, and you going outside to where everybody is.
Yeah,
when stuff is serious, they serious. That's how my kids are.
You trying to head to the mountains, Dave? You know how far the mountains is from you.
If everything's it with all of us, everything is an if. You know that if we survive. So if I make it to that mountain,
definitely dying
y'all gonna be stuck with all these fucking criminals ready to gut y'all at any minute. get your shit.
And they might kill us, but they
I
definitely
got
gonna, they probably gonna have a Dave mark on their belt because they already killed Dave. They were like, we got him first.
Well, I already know.
And it's a
3-for-1. Well, I already know how if we was all stuck on the island, how y'all think. I'm leaving that fucking island too.
All right. Hey, appreciate y'all for stopping by the Reflection Connection podcast. We got to roll. This has been Rashad, David, Oscar. We out.
All right.